Assemblywoman Swank.
Mr. Speaker, I move the Secretary of State be given a unanimous vote of thanks for her services to the Assembly.
Assemblyman Ellison.
I second the motion.
Second the motion.
You've heard the motion. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries unanimously. I will now appoint a committee of 2 consisting of Assemblywoman Howdy and Assemblyman Edwards to escort the Secretary of State to the bar of the Assembly. The members of the Assembly will rise. The members of the Assembly will be seated. Assemblywoman Thompson.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. We start the 80th session in the spirit of civility and a deep reverence for our sworn duty to govern. It was madly called by our former Secretary of State who said, "Our predecessors understood that the ties that bind Americans are far stronger than the disagreements over any particular policy and far more durable and profound than any party affiliation. Our ties and bonds are the strongest of kinds. They are our devotion and our love to the great state of Nevada. To be in Nevada means many things, but today, in particular, I would argue, in fact, that it means exactly 42 different kinds of things. It means and represents the 42 people who have just been sworn in to serve in this, the 80th session of the Nevada State Legislature. Each one of our 42 Assembly members embodies the spirits and hopes of their respective districts. They carry with them the prerogatives as diverse as their districts themselves. Some districts span multiple counties, such as Assemblywoman Hansen's in Assembly District 32. Many of the districts are urban, bustling with tourists, and of course with the historic strip of Clark County, such as Assemblywoman Swank's District 11. The legislators themselves represent the diversity of the state. Assemblyman Asefa of Assembly District 28 comes to Carson City today, originally hailing from the country of Ethiopia. He is emblematic of a Nevada that is prospering and growing because of the love that new Americans are bringing to the state. At the same time, Assemblyman Ellison, born and raised in Elko, carries the voice of agriculture and mining with him to Carson City, as has been a tradition since our inception. And of course, Assemblywoman Neal in District 7, who served as our Assembly's first ever elected African-American to serve in the American woman to serve in the legislature, but is also a second-generation legislator in her own family. Our ties and bonds are growing and changing with every year that passes in Nevada. To Abigail Adams, our second First Lady of the United States, we say, and Nevada tells you, we have not forgotten the ladies. Women have a show of strength this session, being a majority of the representatives present. People ask, what does this mean? And how will things change? Will they change? As our own Speaker Frierson says, yes, there will be change. That's the point. But how? Well, we will define our own destiny. Our foremothers, Speaker Buckley and Kirkpatrick, along with scores of dozens of other female legislators, have cleared a path for us, a path that we will now walk. Our journey will be embedded in strength and hard work, and we will make this state and our nation proud. And we move forward as Nevadans in this 80th session.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, before I begin my prepared remarks, I would like to let all my Southern Nevada colleagues know that the Assemblyman from District 9 told us it was all going to be a mild winter. So welcome to Northern Nevada and a mild winter. Mr. Speaker and members of the Nevada State Assembly, I stand before you today humbled that the voters of District 39 have once again seen fit to return me to this body as their representative. I'm also honored that my colleagues have seen fit to elect me as their leader for our party this year. And of course, I'd like to congratulate my friend Jason Frierson on his election as Speaker of our Assembly. As Speaker of the Assembly, our Speaker is known to be fair-minded and open to discussion. And I look forward to the next 120 days served working with you and the other side of the aisle to further the policies of our collective state. There's going to be many significant milestones reached over this session. We've already heard the milestone being the first legislature with a female majority. And in my opinion, this is a very good thing. God knows the women in my life have shown a great deal of common sense, tenacity, and patience. And I look forward to our colleagues applying those qualities to our legislative process. We've heard our new governor, sir, speak of one Nevada. This is most definitely a goal we all hope to achieve and to get all solidly behind. While different parts of Nevada have different needs and different views, we all must remember that we are one cattle-born state and that we must pull together to achieve our goals and to ensure solid policy and laws for our citizens. I believe that if we follow the oath of office that we just took and follow the guiding principles of our state and federal constitution, we will truly be one Nevada. We have many new legislators in this building, and I sincerely hope that you new legislators never lose that feeling when you first walk through this door. Even after 4 sessions, I feel the tremendous awe and responsibility that comes with the first few days of being a legislator. It's a feeling that you can make a difference, that you have achieved something that very few people in the world can achieve. And you need to congratulate yourself for that. However, always remember that you are now representing not just your family, not just your circle of friends, as you did during the campaign, but also those who did and did not vote for you. You are representing all of your constituents. Finally, all my friends and colleagues in this august chamber, remember, we will not always agree on policy or even tactics. But that is truly as it should be. As I said, we're all here to represent our constituents, and we would be derelict in our oath of office and our duties if we did not vigorously debate the positions in furtherance of our constituents' beliefs. But let us all remember that in the end, we're all Nevadans, and should endeavor to treat each other with respect and civility that we would wish to be treated with ourselves. Mr. Speaker, again, thank you.
Thank you, Assemblyman Wheeler. I want to take a moment to thank you all for your warmth and your partnership. And it is a partnership as we embark upon this 80th session of the Nevada State Legislature. I remain humbled by the tremendous honor of serving you and serving our great state. 2 years ago, I stood from this vantage point, proud to have been selected by this body as the first African-American Speaker of the Nevada Assembly. But just over 100 years ago, on January 20th, Sadie Hurst took the oath as an Assembly member in Nevada. Assemblywoman Hurst was the first woman elected to the Assembly, and she also presided over the 1920 special session vote to ratify the suffrage amendment to the United States Constitution. Today, I'm honored to usher in yet more milestones. First, I'm honored to serve with Assemblywoman Maggie Carlton, who is the longest serving woman in the history of the state of Nevada. We're proud to usher in a milestone that brings representation of everyday Nevadans that much closer to true representative democracy. Yes, we are the first female majority legislature in the history of this country. but the eyes of our entire nation are upon us. We must ensure that this milestone is not simply symbolic, but is instead a meaningful advancement in welcoming all Nevadans to the table to advance policies for all Nevadans. United States Supreme Court Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg said, "Women will have achieved true equality when men share with them the responsibility of bringing up the next generation." Nevada, the time has come, and women will wait no more. I want to thank Governor Sandoval for his 8 years of service to this state. He put us on a pathway of getting out of the Great Recession, and he did so with class and with grace. While we didn't agree on everything, we share a love for the state of Nevada and a love for this legislative institution. I'm proud to call him my friend, and I'm proud of what he was able to accomplish as governor. But I'm also grateful to serve our newly elected Governor Sisolak. I believe in the priorities that Governor Sisolak laid out in his state of the state, including support for public education, a commitment to maintaining a healthy environment for small businesses, expanding healthcare options for Nevadans, advancing changes to our voting process so that every eligible Nevadan can vote, and reforming our criminal justice system. I've had the pleasure of working with Governor Sisolak while he served in local government, and I had the honor of representing him as his assemblyman. I'm excited for the work ahead and for the opportunity to use the momentum that we have to provide economic security for Nevada families across this entire state. We're once again one of the fastest growing states in the nation, and we need to ensure that we are a land of opportunity to all who come to find that home truly does mean Nevada. I pledge to work with Governor Sisolak as a trusted ally and partner on implementing a vision for Nevada that takes us to the next chapter. To my counterpart in the state Senate, my friend, Majority Leader Kevin Atkinson, who becomes the first openly LGBTQ leader in the state Senate, I offer him my congratulations and my support. But to my colleague, Minority Leader Wheeler and Minority Leader Settlemyer, I look forward to working hard to find common ground on the issues that will move our state forward. But we must remember, we are Nevadans first. Let me also acknowledge our many new members of the State Assembly. Will the freshman class please stand and be recognized? I'm excited to join you in the cause of moving Nevada forward together. We are truly one Nevada, and I know that together we can accomplish great things. I believe that through collaboration, open minds, and respect for the legislative institution, we can find common ground. So congratulations again, and welcome to the People's House. We now look to build upon the success of the last legislative session. We've committed to bold steps in support of public education with goals such as modernizing our funding plan for education, providing teachers with more tools to help us build the next generation's leaders, rewarding teachers who've committed to working in our most challenging schools over the years, and ensuring that our students, educators, and staff are safe at school. We must continue to make sure Nevadans have access to quality health care, and that no Nevadan is denied access to that quality health care due to pre-existing conditions. We have to be bold in addressing our state and our nation's opioid crisis. And of course, we must support funding for women's health coverage. I look forward to improving economic security for our citizens, also by expanding opportunities for apprenticeship programs, fighting for equal pay for equal work, collaborating to ensure employees have access to paid leave, and maintaining a stable and predictable business environment so that small businesses can flourish with confidence about the future. Since we met as a full legislative body, we have seen the worst and the best of humanity in our state. On the night of October 1, we all sat in terror and tears as we saw the events unfold. When I talked with our governor, our county and local officials about how to move forward, I also got a call that one of our own members was at the concert and had to literally run for her life that night. Assemblywoman Sandra Hardy was there that night with her then fiance and now husband. In the aftermath of the tragedy and her experience, Assemblywoman Hardy did not shy away from taking on the issue of gun safety. Instead, she stepped up front and center to share her story and her passion about helping to prevent tragedies like this from ever happening again. Thank you, Assemblywoman, for your courage, and thank you for your commitment to a better and safer Nevada. This body will count as one of its first votes, a vote to finally implement the will of voters by passing background checks on all gun sales. We'll also take steps to address other meaningful reforms, such as banning bump stocks, like those that were used on October 1. This is personal, and it's certainly personal to Assemblywoman Howdy. But we'll stand up for a safer Nevada so that experiences of those such as Assemblywoman Howdy and the brave action by so many first responders that night will not have been in vain. Now, Nevada may be a small state, but we're also an example of what's possible when we're together. We're an example of civility and respect for the institution of government. We are here to do the work of the people of this great state. A state that I've called home for more than 30 years, and that many more are calling home every day. As Margaret Mead stated, and has oftentimes been repeated, never doubt that a small group of thoughtful, committed citizens can change the world. Indeed, it's the only thing that ever has. So just as I did in this rostrum 2 years ago, I invite you to join me in putting aside partisan rhetoric for the good of our state. Let's show the nation what Nevada is made of, and I know I'm up to the task, and with you by my side, I know we can do this. So again, thank you all so very much for your confidence in me. Thank you for your willingness to serve, and thank you for being here today. It's time to get to work. Let's get to work.